A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH 286, Patricia and David. And if we sound a little puffed, it's because we again got stuck in traffic because of an accident on the freeway, if you call it free, going north from the CBD. It seems to be the fact that we do that every time we go in there, which is only about twice a year, and every time we manage to get a diversion on the way home. But here we are, just in time to tell you that the weather here is not very pleasant. Grey skies, although it was sunny earlier along in the day, but now 15 degrees with rain. No wind, zero from the north-northeast, unlike what I'm going to be hearing about shortly from the boat still at sea. We have a barometer going down 1012.9 and dropping. So that's the situation from here. I have had a quick look at everybody that's on frequency with us tonight, and everyone's got wind. So, and in fact, it looks like you, Soy Libra, Andy, might actually, if you stay there long enough, get your beam reach. Soy Libra, Gulf Harbour. Okay, well, I'm really struggling with your signal tonight, Andy. Very, very light. I'm going to need a fill. I've got your longitude, but I need latitude and wind speed and direction. It's really, really poor copy. So have another go. Over. Okay, I have Soy Libra at 2524 south, 17350 east on a course of 030 true, 4 to 5 knots. I've got the bar 1021, but I would like the wind speed and direction. It's really difficult, but I would really like to have the wind speed and direction, please, Andy. Over.
Yes, it says from my instrument 15 knots, and it's from 30 degrees north. That's the direction I'm going. Over.
Yep. Oh, what a bummer. That's why I thought you were still giving me your direction. Okay, so northeast to 15 knots, but it is, well, I won't say anything because I'm not the meteorologist around here, but my GFS says, and that's all I get on AIS, is that it is slowly backing. But I will put it to David. Stand by.
Good evening, Andy. And Patricia, I believe, is right. It is going to back, but not until tomorrow morning, after breakfast, just before lunch maybe. Looks like north-northwest at that point in time. Not much wind, 10, might be gust to 15, depends on what clouds are around. So north-northwest, we'll call it 10 to 15. and that'll be around lunchtime, and I'm pretty sure that it will be by the afternoon if we don't make it by lunchtime. So you might get your beam reach. You might, just talking about it, made it maybe happen. Over.
Yeah, don't want to see too much, I might think. However, we'll see. I expect to be there around 10 to 12 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, good. That sounds excellent. So don't forget to be towing a line as you go through the pass. See, it's a regulatory thing to do to catch a fish. Excuse me. So if you can come on tomorrow and let us know that all is well, Andy. Over.
I will drag a line. I'm dragging a line right now, but that's not it.
It's through the pass.
Oh, yep, through the pass. You'll absolutely guarantee it through the pass. All right, one night to go. It's a shame who knows, you might go through with decent wind. So just take your time, and it all looks good. At least you're not having a gale against you. Okay, thanks for that, and we'll clear with Soy Libra and go to Tuatara. I'll just give you a wind shifts position before I throw the microphone over to Pip. But this was 1 hour ago for wind shift, 1936 south and 17705 east. And I've just realized I have put east beside Andy, and it will be west by now. Sorry about that. 7 knots they're doing, wind shift. They're doing really well. 010 true course. And according to the GFS, it's about 13 knots from the east-northeast. Okay, and by the way, Kotanui got in this morning. They don't want to remember the last 24 hours of their trip, but they got in this morning at 8:30, and I bet they are enjoying nice, tranquil seas. Okay, Tuatara, Gulf Harbour. Yes, stronger signal from you, Pip, but there's a lot of noise on the frequency, probably because all this weather around. So you guys are getting a bit like smelling the barn position, so go ahead, over.
Yes, we just to slow down so that's why that overnight. We have been making good pace, but we thought that we can't do
Yeah, no, it's nice just to end on a nice peaceful note. Go ahead, over.
We're currently at 19 degrees, 21 south, and 177 through 29 east. Current speed is 6, course 342 true. The wind similar to wind gusts is about 15 knots from the north end. We have scattered clouds, 1 to 2 metres cloud, and that barometer has come down to 113. Sounds similar to yours,
Okay, well those seas have obviously dropped a bit from what they had put up with Kotanui and Picasso, so that's one of the advantages of being a bit slower. 1921 south, 17729 east. 6 knots on a course of 342 true, 15 knots of northeast, scattered cloud, and 1 to 2 metres swell, 1013 on the bar. So all is good for arrival tomorrow, so you'll be all looking forward to that, and I hope you really enjoy Fiji. Over.
Thanks so much for that. Just want to let you know how we're getting on.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be lovely, especially with us having really got into winter down here now. Mind you, we can't complain up where we are. It was, I think, -9 that we heard in Queenstown this morning when we were driving into the city. And I really feel sorry for all the poor lambs that are born in the South Island at this time of the year. They will wonder what's going on. All right, well, have a good last night at sea, and have a good time. I hope. Sounds like everyone's having no problems checking in, so that's good. All right, we'll clear with Tuatara. We'll go to Falado, Gulf Harbour. Oh, pretty good. Actually, there's just a lot of hashy type noise, but your signal's pretty strong, so no problem at all, Cameron. Go ahead.
Okay, our position is 17 degrees, 50 minutes south, 177 degrees, 06 minutes west. We're doing around 6 knots, course over ground 2952. Wind is 22 knots on the east-southeast, and the swell earlier today was 3+ metres, but it's down to 2 metres now from the east-southeast. Tide is 10%.
Oh, it's nice to have that blue sky up there. Falado, yeah, we were looking at you thinking, wow, what a... we always forget about the swell, but at least it's in a pretty decent direction. 1750 south, 17706 west, going from Vavau to Savu Savu, 6 knots with 295 true course, 22 knots east-southeast. Swell is was 3+ meters, now it's sort of in the 2+ east-southeast direction, but nice blue skies, 10% cloud cover. Yeah, I was looking for Vicky from ICA because I think she was leaving on her new boat, or new to her boat, and but I don't see her having left at this stage. So you've got only boats behind you are Brandalara and Sliver, who's must be going not to Savi Savi because their course is a bit different. So yeah, you've got the sea as far as AIS is concerned anyway. You've got the sea to yourself for a bit. Over.
Yes, that's correct. I can't see any vessels. We did see Feather on the AIS last night, but by morning he disappeared.
You didn't say anything you
All
want.
right. Anyhow, looking at your weather for tomorrow, about the same as today. So that's not too bad. It might be a little bit lighter. The wind may be just a touch lighter, but still pretty much in the same direction. And yeah, let's see if there's any other interesting things as far as precipitation goes. There is a chance for scattered showers, as usual up there. There's broken cloud pretty much all around Fiji, if you will. Actually, all the way from Samoa down to Fiji, even from, we'll say even from where you came from, there's some broken cloud. So that's around, and it'll just give you a little bit of sprinkles every now and again, but nothing to it. So I'm sure you'll have a good arrival. So have a good evening, and we'll talk to you hopefully tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's looks like a good fast trip, that's for sure. It's a good direction to be going, isn't it? All right, we'll clear with that Falado. And is there anybody else wanting to make contact with Gulf Harbour Radio? No, any of you skiers out there are missing what is now a good season down south. They got 1/2 metre at Coronet Peak in Cardrona, so and the Remarkables. So they're all very happy down there. If you like snow skiing, but you will be enjoying all the summer sports up there in the islands now.
I got the Fiji forecast.
Okay, David's going to give the Fiji report for anybody listening. Save you switching on your computers. Here he is.
Well, right. I guess more for Falado, since they're pretty close. So Fiji thinks easterly tomorrow, 20 to 25. They're sticking with the stronger winds, and it's really a tough call because the isobars, it's hard to describe what I'm trying to say, but they aren't in straight lines with each other. So in some areas they're a little bit closer, and say a little bit more to the west or a little bit more to the east. They're a different distance from each other. So the winds are going to be variable, but as a mean, Fiji is thinking 20 to 25. And the good news is they're looking the next day for easterly winds 15 to 20. So they're dropping considerably, but the seas are still going to be moderate to rough, according to them, and that moderate southerly swell is still around. So they're showing definitely a wind drop, and I can see, looking at the isobars, they're starting to spread apart right there. You get up into the Samoa area as an example, and we'll call it the 1014 millibar line and the 1016 millibar line. It's half the distance from each other as it is from Fiji. So if you could understand what I said, much closer together at the Samoa area. So nearly, well, say about 30-40% more wind up there around Samoa. So yeah, that's the problem with the forecasting, is that the upper levels are changing, and the shape of the high is constantly changing. So it's really a tough proposition to forecast that wind strength. Direction's pretty stable. Most of the models are pretty much in agreement on the direction of the wind. They're all in disagreement on wind speed, and I can see why, and that's because of that differential in spacing. So anyway, that's what Fiji's got to say, and might as well give Tonga weather, and I think particularly if Andy is still on, we're looking at Teleki Tonga and Teleki Tokelau, in other words, the Minervas. And they're calling off north to northeast 10 to 15, and they're talking about maybe rising up to 20 at times. That's tonight. But then later, the next day, it looks like light and variable. In fact, by Friday, they're calling off light and variable, as a matter of fact. Light and variable, 10 knots. That's Friday. And slight to moderate seas, lucky if they get up to about 2 meters. So that's what the Tongan folk seem to think. So, looking at Vava'u, east wind 15 to 20, and then they're looking at rising up to 25 to 30 at times. And the Hapais and Tongatapu, east to northeast, about 15 to 20, and they're rising up to 25 knots at times. But later, expected to become 10 to 15 knots by tomorrow evening. So there you go. That's definitely isobars spreading apart. And yeah, that's about it for, no, it's not, one more day, Friday. So we're looking at Tongatapu for Friday, northeast 10 to 15, and Vava'u and the Hapais east 10 to 15, and they're saying rising up to 20 at times, and their seas are about 2.5 meters, and their swell is forecast to be about 2.5 meters. So that's Vava'u and Hapais for Friday. So there you go. There's what some of the Met services are thinking. So with that, I'll give you back to the chief.
And I forgot to mention to Tuatara that Wind Shift reported catching a yellowfin tuna. There's an incentive to any of the fishermen on board Tuatara. Do Tuataras eat fish, or are they vegetarian? Maybe not. Okay, is there anybody, before we shut it down, wanting to add anything? Kaya, well, I haven't seen you on the AIS. Where are you? Over?
Yeah, we are in
Good.
Wow. Wow, Port Stanley. Well, I know
Oh.
exactly where that is because my dad was named Stanley and we went to Port Stanley when we were in Vanuatu. So, yeah, we haven't talked about I was just thinking a few minutes ago that David's been doing Tongan and Fiji weather, but we hadn't heard anybody from up there in Vanuatu, particularly not up that far. So, great to, I'm sure you're enjoying it because we enjoyed it up there. Over.
Yes, it's been lovely, but unfortunately it was meant to start going down. So we've been making little steps each day.
Okay, and it's against the wind. It's always a bit of a pain going in that direction.
Where are they going to?
Where are you? You sort of on the move quite quickly, are you?
We left Shanghai a couple of days ago, and just to make it a little hot. We'll try to get from here to Port Stanley tomorrow or Friday. If anyone has any information about how light quality it may be, it would be helpful.
Yeah, I know just what you're going through. Only too well. He's looking at the moment. Yeah, when we came down from the Marshalls, we came and did our entry in solar. But in those days, they wouldn't take money or couldn't take money or whatever. So they gave us, I think it was only 30 days to get to Luganville to pay our money. And of course, we wanted to do all sorts of things, go to all sorts of different places, which we did. But then we had to cut it really fine to get down against the trades, and it was a real pain actually. A lot of tacking, which you get a bit lazy on. So I'll pass the microphone and see what he's looking at.
Well, I wasn't really prepared for that area, but I'm looking. I'm looking now very quickly, and I heard something about Friday that
Well,
you
he's
were
just looking for the
interested
lighter
in.
winds.
Anyway, yeah. Well, it's about 14 knots, 14, 15 knots out of the southeast on Friday, Thursday too, tomorrow as well. However, in close to shore, and that's the information I don't have at this time. It looks like a lot of wind shadow for that area, which would be good news for you, not really in terms of direction, but in terms of wind speed. And the wind looks like it could be down to around 10 knots closer in there. So, so are you underway now, or you're just...
No, they're at anchor.
You're at anchor now. Okay, well, I'll be better. So are you planning on going tomorrow, or just waiting for better conditions before you go? Over.
Yeah, we were thinking possibly tomorrow or Friday or Saturday, but yeah, we're not really sure.
Okay, they need it light against them.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, as Patricia told you, we've been there ourselves more than once, and going generally north to south is not fun at all throughout that group of islands. And a lot of the problem there are seamounts, and you are getting, sometimes you can get some chop that you don't expect because of that. Quite a bit of current that runs between from place to place. At least that's what we found. So yeah, not much relief, I don't think. I'm taking a look briefly at frontal activity, and yeah, there's going to be. Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong day. I'm looking at tomorrow, and now it's clear. It's clear tomorrow. Looking at Friday, it's scattered showers Friday, so nothing evil. There is a frontal band, but it's well to the south, so it's not going to bother you in the next couple of days, that's for sure. But in terms of the overall direction, I don't see any real change. It's all about southeast winds. That
He
direction.
just wants it light.
As far as the lightness goes, yeah, it hasn't changed much. So I'm afraid I don't have any more news other than that. I'll look more carefully for tomorrow when we talk. But if you've already left, you'll know what's going on, and you could tell me. Yeah, I will. So exactly, your destination is going to be
Just keeping going south.
just
okay.
just going south. Where are you trying to get to? Over.
A month left.
You got that?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear you, but Patricia did, so she's got all of that. And we'll look a little bit better for the weather. And boy, we had such a good time up through there, though. There's diving areas that were just so spectacular. So, anyhow, that's all I've got. So, hopefully, we'll talk tomorrow. I'll pass it over to the chief. She may have something else.
Yep, no, he'll have an exhaustive look to see if there's any hope of light winds, but
Where are they right now?
they're at Port Stanley. So,
Okay.
yep, just enjoy what you've got, and I really do feel for you getting that direction, but it's so nice up there. You want to stay there as long as you are able. All right, Daniel, we'll talk again tomorrow, maybe. Over.
Yeah, after that, we'll look tomorrow either way. Thank you guys so much. And, we'll look more possible.
Okay, it's good to hear. It is difficult conditions tonight with all of the static around, but anyway, we'll keep in touch. All right, folks, that looks about it for anybody. So we will love and leave you. If you want the frequency, it's all yours. So this is a Gulf Harbour Radio, and we're clear until tomorrow evening. Cheers, everybody.